TNT. It's Game 2, the Eastern Conference Semifinals, as the Boston Celtics take on the Miami Heat. In Game 1 Sunday, Miami took care of the Celtics by 9. Another full house here in downtown Miami. Hi, everyone, along with Reggie Miller, with Craig Sager on our sideline. Kevin Harlan with you. Thank you so much for joining us. We all knew this series would be packed with emotion, and we saw that evidenced in Game 1.
Both of these teams have future Hall of Famers. To me, this series comes down to poise and maturity. Which team can stay focused and in the moment? Game 1, the Celtics, to me, they really got caught up in the play of the more physical Heat. I'm curious to see how the more experienced Celtics react in Game 2.
Let's take a look now at the starting five for Boston and Miami in a particular matchup you're going to watch early.
The power forward position. Kevin Garnett versus Chris Bosh. Doc Rivers said, look, Kevin Garnett has to shoot upwards of 20 field goal attempts. And Eric Spoelstra said for Chris Bosh, don't worry about beating Kevin Garnett one-on-one. We need for you to get paint touches. The offense will come to you.
And a lot will be on the shoulders of Rajon Rondo, who had early foul trouble in Game 1, single digits in all the categories, including turnovers, which was an issue in Game 1 for Rondo.
There's a big difference from being aggressive, which he was in Game 1, and playing out of control. Doc Rivers felt he played a little bit out of control, which really resulted in those 2 early fouls.
They go inside. Ilgauskas. O'Neal knocks it away. Shot clock at 12. You just saw our officials tonight: Joe Crawford, Jason Phillips, and Greg Willard. Boston trailed by as many as 19 points in Game 1. It's Bibby with the shot. He was 1 of 4 in Game 1. Rebound by Garnett. Rebounding will be another key ingredient for the Celtics tonight, especially from Kevin.
Interesting in listening to both head coaches. They both want to get out in transition, but if you're the Celtics, you got to be very careful about that going against the more athletic and speedier Miami Heat.
Here's Bibby. Wade coming off a 38-point performance. LeBron had 22 in Game 1. Deferring a lot. Shot clock at 9. Pierce, who was ejected in Game 1 on LeBron. Ilgauskas from outside. Rebound by Kevin Garnett, number 2 for him.
Great job there by Jermaine O'Neal. We talked about calling that building a wall. Not really worried about Big Z jumping out there for that 18-footer.
Rivers told us earlier today they want to show more patience on offense, not just quickly hurry in and shoot. Garnett looks for O'Neal. Jermaine can't get it at the doorstep. Ilgauskas with the rebound. Screen by Bosh, the switch. It's Garnett watching Wade. Rebound by Pierce.
There's some nerves in this Game 2 situation between both of these teams.
Rondo to the rack. That is a good sign for Boston.
And again, this is a guy who can easily average a triple-double. He's not going to take a lot of high-volume shots, but he puts a lot of pressure on your defense when he's attacking the lane.
Inside to Ilgauskas, knocked away as James initiated that with a throw. 6 seconds to shoot.
Talked about Rondo in the open court. Looked like Bibby kind of got picked off a little bit. A little alleyway for Rondo to get to the hoop.
Wade. Little fake on Jermaine O'Neal. Garnett again lassos another rebound, and they quickly go the other way. 25 points in Game 1 for Ray. He goes inside, going through a couple defenders. Bibby and Bosh, and picked up by Mike Bibby.
That was 2 quick blocks by Zadrunas on Ray Allen.
Nice pass by Wade. Fouled inside by O'Neal. Bosh was going to the rim. And Jermaine O'Neal picks up the first foul for the Celtics as we visit your keys tonight for this game.
We talked about for the Celtics building that wall. You really got to keep LeBron James and Dwyane Wade out of the paint. Number 1 and 3 in fast break points. And Rondo, he must play one of those games. We're not talking about a lot of points, but hovering around the triple-double. When he's doing that, that means he's having a very well-rounded all-around game. And for Miami, easy points. You've got to make this a track meet. You've got the more athletic and younger guys. You've got to let your defense, which can get set, 14 turnovers in Game 1, which led to 26 points. You've got to get second chance points and run for easy opportunities.
Chris Bosh at the line, one of the big three. He cannot be passive with this game. He's better when he's aggressive.
Yes, he is. When you talk about the big three for Miami, you know LeBron James and Dwyane Wade can get their offense just about any time. But Bosh, you almost have to spoon feed him. So it's curious to see how he's going to react with Kevin Garnett, one of the better defenders, especially for a power forward in this game.
Here's Garnett. This is over to Ilgauskas. And Kevin Garnett, as it is first shot tonight, he's grabbed rebounds, so he's very active with his fingerprints on the early portion of this game for the Celtics. Wade to Bosh. Met by O'Neal. Pierce. And Ray Allen to Rondo. So Miami has started 0-6 and Boston has started 2-6.
This is the type of series this is going to be. Defensive struggle for both teams who are excellent.
3 seconds. Inside on Boston with their first turnover. It was on Jermaine O'Neal.
Yeah, if you're Rondo, you've got to go up for that shot right there because Jermaine O'Neal has the inside lane for that offensive rebound.
Well, they're not rushing their offense tonight, it looks like, with Boston. They are taking their time looking for that second option, which gets them in their offensive set.
How many times did Doc tell us he kept running back the tape when they were going over the review of game one? It's a little impatient in their offense to start that first quarter.
Bosh and Garnett really played to a draw in game one. Nice steal by Kevin. Off to Allen. Into LeBron. Knocked away inside by Bosh, and up ahead it goes to Wade. With O'Neal there. Dwyane Wade scores for the first time.
Ray Allen doesn't score at one end and turns into a 4-point swing with Jermaine O'Neal already having one foul, not looking to pick up his second.
Pierce and Bibby, they got the mismatch, and they exploit it right there with the good feet on the wing. And Boston goes up for two. You know, Doc said the one thing he noticed about Miami in game one, the great intensity they played the game.
It was interesting how he almost somewhat likened them to Deion Sanders. Every time you think you have a wide open shot, they're so quick to closing. Great defensive team, the Miami Heat.
LeBron from outside, picked up with Rondo taking it into Wade. Snuck away by Bosh. O'Neal saves it, and Kevin Garnett is free to fight. Offensive rebound by O'Neal. Count it for 2 and a foul. That'll go on Bosh, who picks up his first foul for the Miami Heat.
Celtics not known for offensive rebound. They're actually 30th in the league, but here Jermaine O'Neal kind of shoves Bosh in the chest and does a good job of positioning and getting the foul.
I'm interested in what you said about the game within the game, the chippiness and keeping your composure. You would have thought the veteran Celtics would have done it in game one, but it was Miami in game one that did just that.
Doc Rivers talked about reading all the newspaper clippings of how the physical Boston Celtics were coming to town, and he said that the Miami Heat was going to raise that level, and it looked like they were doing all the reacting instead of doing the hitting first. And Ray Allen summed it up great. We got to have fight in us instead of fighting all the time.
Bibby just knocks down a 3. He hit a 3 in game one as well. Mid-season acquisition. And he and Chalmers, Mario Chalmers, will split the duties of point guard in this game two.
Game one, Celtics did a terrible job of running the Heat players off that three-point line. Another uncontested 3 for Mike Bibby here in game two.
As a foul goes on Dwyane Wade for the first time for Miami.
Dribble penetration by Dwyane Wade. Look, there's not even a Celtic player to even run at Mike Bibby. Pierce.
He puts it down. That's a 3 from Paul Pierce, who was ejected in the fourth quarter. Had 2 points in the first half in game one, 17 in the second half of that game. He's now got 5 for Boston.
Love what Paul Pierce said after game one. Look, I take ownership of my actions. I can't put my team in a bad position like that, getting thrown out of a game, especially in the fourth quarter.
That is a foul. It's going to go on Boston. It's going to go on Jermaine O'Neal, and the second on O'Neal.
Curious to see, was Jermaine O'Neal outside the restricted circle right here. Didn't look like he was moving. That looks like a pretty good play there by Jermaine O'Neal, though. He picks up his second foul. But I like the aggressive nature, really, of both. We talked about it at the top, of our power forwards. Chris Bosh 1 of 3 for 4 points, going to the line looking for his 5th. And Kevin Garnett, the same line, already taken 3 shots.
Joel Anthony will now check in for Zydrunas Ilgauskas. And this is a player that does not put in great numbers in the stat category, but he is invaluable to this Miami team. As also Glenn Davis checks in for the Celtics.
We were both scratching our head when we were looking at some of the stats. Joel Anthony, plus minus of all the players in the playoffs, leads everyone, and by a long shot. I believe a plus 87 of time on the floor and the contribution he makes to his team. Think of all the great players that are still alive in the playoffs, and it's Joel Anthony.
Just knocked one away right there. Good steal by Rondo, whose momentum carries him into the Miami bench.
What you're going to see tonight from both of these fantastic defensive teams is who's going to win those 50-50 balls, those loose balls, those long rebounds.
No, Miami relied on a lot of perimeter shots in game 1. Here is Wade with the defense by Ray Allen. Wade has put in 4 early points for the Heat to tie the game at 12.
Dwyane Wade is such a tough cover, either coming off screens or posting up because of that 6'4", 6'5" frame.
Inside to Davis. Another good feed from the perimeter. And Ray Allen has already got 2 quick assists.
When Davis really struggled in game 1, and Doc Rivers said, we are not going to win this series if we don't get any contributions from our bench. Welcome sight there for Doc Rivers and Glenn Davis.
Miami has gone 4-12 to start this game. Rondo is on Wade. Great put back inside by Wade. Not blocked out at all.
Points in the paint. You got to understand, the Heat don't have a low post threat. So where does their points in the paint come from? LeBron James and Dwyane Wade attacking the lane and second shots opportunity.
First 7 minutes played to a draw. Well, before the game, we didn't have a single person sing the national anthem. We had 18,000 sing inside the American Airlines Arena. Moving moments before the game tonight. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Everything Goodyear has learned making tires for all-star handling inspires what they roll into yours. As we roll on over to Craig Sager for the first time tonight.
Well, Shaquille O'Neal of Boston and Udonis Haslem of Miami both practiced yesterday, and there was a chance you would see them be activated tonight. However, Shaq got sore towards the end of practice, and today after the shoot-around actually took a golf cart from the court to the team bus. So he has only played 5 minutes since February 1st with that strained right calf. As for Haslem, he's getting better every day. He's been practicing back-to-back games. He has not played since November 20th after that surgery on the ligament in his left foot. However, with 4 days until our next game 3 on Saturday, both coaches say they're very optimistic we'll have both of them activated for games from here on out. Back to you, Kevin.
And both teams, thank you, Craig, could use them. Moments ago, Paul Pierce worked his way to the Celtic locker room. Jeff Green is in, fanning on the 2. Out of bounds off of Anthony. And under 5 to play. Boston's ball. And let's see if we can pick up where Pierce may have hurt himself.
Yeah, it looked like maybe Anthony stepped on his left ankle or back of his foot or something like that. Kind of hard to tell from that angle.
Garnett just missed a shot. Wade grabbed the rebound, met at the other end by Allen. Here is Wade. Watching on the outside. James. Anthony setting the screen. LeBron James over Green. Rebound chased and reeled in by Joel Anthony.
I mean, you have to love the effort of Joel Anthony. I mean, brings it every night.
James against Rondo. Kevin Garnett with yet another rebound. He's got 4 early rebounds in this game for Boston. Rondo. And his early foul problems limited him to his first assist coming 27 minutes into the game on Sunday afternoon. Here he finds Green, who puts up a 3. Bosh knocked it away.
That's a 3, too.
Oh, how about that?
That's a good call there by the official, Jason Phillips. That ball was still within the cylinder from Jeff Green. It looked like it had a shot of going down. It looked like Chris Bosh just came up and swatted it off the rim.
Which makes it a Celtics 17-14 lead. Miami shooting 31% for the first quarter. Quick show there by Davis on the double with Allen.
And they're going to help off of Anthony anytime that Dwyane Wade is posting up Ray Allen.
They want to get more in the paint, they said tonight. Anthony couldn't hit. Wipe it away. Will not count. And Craig, what do you have?
Well, Paul Pierce has what's called a left foot strain. He said he did not feel it pop, but he did feel a twinge in it. He is back right now having it worked on. He says he is likely to return.
Meanwhile, Kevin Garnett just picked up his first foul. There was a lot made in the Boston papers about the ejection. He got the 2 tees in the fourth quarter, did Paul Pierce, and they thought for a captain to lose his composure, and you touched on it before the game, was something that this team just can't have in this kind of series.
I was a little surprised by the reaction of Paul Pierce. I understand the technical that he got with James Jones. I thought that was a hard foul, but to get into 58 seconds later a verbal altercation with Dwyane Wade, you've got to be better than that, and you've got to rise above that, especially right on with the official right on the play, looking at every single move from everyone here. He shouldn't have been thrown out. It was a bad call, I believe, on the official Ed Malloy, but you can't put yourself in that position for them to call that.
Pierce has 5, and he's again back in the locker room. Here is Garnett. That was over Anthony. Kevin Garnett in 9 minutes, 2 of 5 with 4 boards and 4 points.
I like it. What did Doc Rivers say? That he needs the KG of old to be aggressive down low. Putting pressure on the interior bigs of the Miami Heat. Nice fall away. Let this Miami Heat team in transition with turnovers. We've already seen 1 uncontested 3 by Mike Bibby here in this first period, and having all eyes on the ball, no uncontested layups, which that one resulted in an and 1 for Dwyane Wade.
James Jones has just checked in for Miami for the first time. He had 5 threes in game 1 with 25 points. The alley! What a pass! Up high for the big man and smacked down by James. Wade with a terrific throw.
An uncontested layup. Where's the communication on the back screen on Jeff Green?
Rondo's got a couple points in 9 minutes, and here is Kevin Garnett working into Joel Anthony. Picked up by Jones, off to James. Green is right there. Screen by Anthony. Oh, a double screen by Jones. That opens up the middle. 1 screen after another. And Miami's got their first lead tonight.
How about the finish by LeBron James? Looked like he was going down to the ground there and found a way to keep his balance.
James with 4, 2 of 5. Here's Garnett to Green. Again, no sign of Pierce. Here is Rondo with a screen by Big Baby and picked up by LeBron.
And Sports is going to give Rondo that shot all night.
What a crossover. Rebound by Rondo. Rajon Rondo. Rockets to the rim.
That's where he can be effective on this team. Getting out, especially in transition, a long three by LeBron James, but really slicing the defense up.
Good show by Green on Bibby. Here is Wade. Anthony. Shot clock down to 5. Over Rondo and 3 by Bibby. Puts it in. That's his second three-point hit. He's got a quick 6. Starting at that point guard against Rondo tonight.
How many times did we see those kind of shots in his days in Sacramento? Shot clock running down.
Mike Bibby. As Anthony picks up his first personal foul.
Shot clock running down here, and instead of putting the ball on the floor, Rondo gives him too much ground. He really uses his legs for that 30-footer.
Ben Pierce still being attended to in the Celtics locker room. Left foot strain, likely to return. Christie just come in. Green with a two-handed flush inside.
5 points off the bench here for Doc Rivers and Jeff Green.
Here comes Bibby. Rondo quickly up on him. Finding James. LeBron James with 6.
This might be the most life I've seen in Mike Bibby and his legs since the trade window. Really putting the ball on the floor, being aggressive, looking at the rim, and making plays.
Here is Ray Allen. No points so far from Allen. Turnover, and this is what just killed Boston in game 1 as James flies in. Counted for 2 and a foul. LeBron with 8.
Talked about in game 1, 14 turnovers for the Celtics resulted in 26 points for the Heat. And just look at the strength of LeBron James. Takes the hit from Ray Allen, uses the glass. 8 quick points here in this first period for LeBron James.
Well, both coaches told us before the game, scoring is at a premium in this series.
Can't turn the ball over against one another because of the athletes of Miami. They get out in transition. Some of the best finishers in the game.
First hitch to Rondo. Rondo is 2 of 3. Green with the triple. Good. Jeff Green came in that trade, sending Kendrick Perkins to the Oklahoma City Thunder off the bench with 8 points, much needed by Boston.
He's really struggled in game 1. How about the start here offensively for Jeff Green?
Green is watching LeBron. And that concludes the first quarter in game 2. James has 8 for the Heat. 8 points for Green off the bench for Boston. Miami by 1 at the end of 1 in game 1 tonight on TNT.
We've been together long enough. You know, a guy goes out, somebody else picks it up. We got to stop turning the ball over. I mean, we're not going to beat this team. We keep turning the ball over.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Kevin.
All right, Craig, 1-point lead for Miami. This is the first of 2 on TNT tonight. Game 2 tonight will be Oklahoma City against Memphis. This game 1 to begin our great playoff coverage continuing on TNT. Second quarter underway. Glenn Davis, Jones late. Bosh will reel it in. Mario Chalmers is in. Miller remains in the game. Anthony Jones out there. Miller hits up a 3. Mike Miller, who hadn't seen much time at the end of that Philadelphia series, played a couple minutes in game 1. Comes in at the end of the first quarter here. Hits a 3 right there.
Both of these coaches looking for contributions from their bench. Mike Miller, who, because of the injury, really hasn't shot the ball particularly well. Run the floor, you're going to get anything you want in this Miami Heat offense.
And Christich from outside, Miller the rebound. Delonte West, Green, Rondo, Christich, and Davis out there for the Boston Celtics to begin this second quarter.
Look at this unit out here on the floor for the Celtics. Where is the offense going to come from. Jeff Green has played great early on in this ball game, but he's not a scorer per se.
Bosh over Davis. Rebound by Green. LeBron James put in 8 points in the final 3 minutes of that first quarter. He's now taking a breather along with Wade. Wade had 6 in the first. Rondo, who averaged 19 points and 12 assists in that series against the New York Knicks. But corkscrewing Davis. Fought for inside. Miller playing with a couple of sore thumbs. Bandage tonight. Takes it out. Here comes Miami.
And Chris Bosh pulling the chair away from Glenn Davis.
And Delonte West. Rajon Rondo. Inside. Into Miller. Charge taken. Foul against Rondo, number 1.
Number 9, Rajon Rondo.
Mike Miller making contributions at both ends of the floor here for the Heat. Knocks down a 3, and then out the defensive end in transition takes the charge on Rondo.
Seeing the benches right now, Reg, for both teams. The bench of Miami has been performing better than the bench of Boston.
You've got to remember the bench for Miami, they only average 21 points a game, the lowest in the league. So you can get contributions from James Jones and Mike Miller. It's only going to fuel the big 3.
Nice dive inside by Davis with the steal. Second Miami turnover, Rondo. West, Chalmers on him. Little show by Bosh. Davis off the bench has put in 2. West for 3. The late arriving Chalmers and a triple for Delonte West, who is dusting a little rust off his game after the long injury. Boston has gone 4 of 4 above the arc so far tonight.
And that's all Glenn Davis. The double team coming down and the willing passer by Davis down low.
Anthony to Bosh, yanked aside. Davis will pick up a foul, number 1 on Glenn Davis for the Celtics.
Wanted to know where the offense was going to come with the big 4 really for the the Boston Celtics. Look at Delonte West stretching the floor. There's a double team down low. No hesitation by West, knocking down his first shot.
Bosh with a lot of trips to the free throw line so far in this game. Miami is on top by 1, 30-29. 3 minutes into the second quarter. Get enhanced coverage of this game on TNT Overtime Extra on NBA.com. You can vote for which player you'd like to follow during the game. You can watch 4 isolated camera shots, including 2 player ISOs, as well as check out TNT Overtime Extra on NBA.com. Just saw Dwyane Wade with 6 points in his first 11 minutes of the game. Paul Pierce put in 5 early points in 7 minutes, but left Craig with an injury. What's the update on him?
He had the left ankle retaped, was on his way out to the court. However, he was meeting with a doctor. He felt a twinge again. They had him running up and down and trying to jump on it. He could not jump on it, so he's gone back into the locker room being evaluated by Dr. Brian McKeon.
Little foul right there, Miller. Watching Von Wafer on the perimeter. That's number 1. The entire bench is out there right now for the Boston Celtics. Timeout taken. Just under 9 to play in the first half in Game 2 on TNT.
Running our stuff. 9. The simple pass. Every time we make it.
Celtics in Game 1 began missing 15 of their first 20 shots tonight. They go 11 of 21 through the first quarter. So a better start from Boston. We've seen a combined 7 of 8 3-point shooting. Green has hit 2 threes, and he sneaks in right there. Paul Pierce is back on the Boston bench. Now 10 points off the bench for Jeff Green of Boston.
Talk about the bench's 15-5 advantage for the Celtics.
Green got up on Jones right there, who had all those threes in Game 1. Wade is tripped as he falls. Wafer defending. Bosh and Wade snuck inside, and Wafer never turned around to defend.
Well, he didn't turn around because he was trying to rotate over thinking that Chris Bosh was going to go all the way. Nice pass there by Bosh to find the cutting Wade and the finish at the rim.
All bench players on the floor right now still for Boston. There's Green and James Jones jostling. Jones, who is the hero of game one, picks up his first personal foul. What a terrific game. He had 5 of 7 from three-point territory. Here comes James, who had 8 points in the final 3 minutes to win the first quarter as Jones will check out.
You know, what we're seeing at the offensive end from Jeff Green is what Celtics fans have been hoping for in that trade with Kendrick Perkins. A guy that can defend with the best of them, but is aggressive offensively as Delonte West knocks down back-to-back jumpers to tie this ball game up. But Jeff Green offensively, he is so multi-talented, can do a number of things for your ball team, but really hasn't shown that since the trade.
Here's Bosh. He's pushed by Big Baby as he takes it down the boulevard. That's the second on Davis. The bench of Boston outscoring the Heat bench right now 17-5 as Pierce checks back in the game for the Boston Celtics. For Wafer, let's take a look at the upcoming NBA playoff schedule. This is game 1 tonight on TNT. Game 2 tonight will be game 2 as the Grizzlies take on the Thunder. Tomorrow on TNT, 8 o'clock coverage begins. Atlanta at Chicago. Game 2, Dallas and the Lakers from Los Angeles.
You know, we talked about Chris Bosh at the top of the show and how aggressive he, as well as Kevin Garnett, has to be. He's only 1 of 4 from the field, but he is right now getting ready to shoot his 7th free throw of this first half. The Heat are 6 of 9, whereas free throws for the Celtics only 1 of 1. Remember, in game 1, a plus 14 advantage for the Miami Heat.
Rondo checks in. Paul Pierce back in. Kevin Garnett is in. Joining Kristich and Delonte West in the contest. How do West and Rondo play in the same backcourt together?
Well, it relieves a lot of pressure for Rondo because he doesn't have to dribble the basketball and initiate the offense as much because of the combo guard of Delonte West. He's scoring like this, Delonte. It's almost like Ray Allen being out there because of his ability to stretch the floor with his shooting.
Big 3 back in for Miami, which included Bosh already on the floor. James and Wade back in. James with 8, Wade with 8, and Bosh has put in 7. That's the first missed 3 for the Celtics tonight. Here is Rondo. Pierce, Rajon. Paul Pierce is 2 of 3. Dishing outside. Garnett is free. Rebound by Bosh. So Bosh has 7. Garnett has got 4 so far. The matchup of those two. West is on Wade. Quick show by Pierce. Nice pickpocket by Delonte West. 3 turnovers by Miami. Rondo. About 18 on the shot clock. Turnovers in the game. 4 for the Celtics, 3 for Miami.
Well, look at the pickpocket here by Delonte West. Just good, quick hands to come up with the steal. And in transition, I know we didn't see the finish of that play, but if you're Rondo, you've got to be aggressive. Once you get in there, I know he likes to find all these great scorers and shooters for the Celtics. It's okay to look at the rim and be aggressive offensively.
Ray Allen is back in, so is Jermaine O'Neal. Starters out there for Boston. Here's Jermaine picking it out. Pierce with the close in a hurry. Covers so much ground, this Miami D. The floater inside by Rondo. The offensive rebound by O'Neal. The rebound inside by Chris Bosh. Active so far. 3 rebounds. Mario Chalmers the other way. Bosh. James. To Wade. And picked up by Boston.
Tell you what, both of these teams recover so quickly defensively. Or excuse me, Doc Rivers liking the defense of the Miami Heat to Deion Sanders. Every time you think you have a wide open shot, there's Rondo getting hit on the top of the head.
LeBron just picked up his first personal foul. Boston, nice pass there. Allen to Garnett. O'Neal can't tap it in. Offensive rebound by Kevin Garnett, and Bosh Bosh again with another one. Boston has missed 6 consecutive shots. This is on James. Bosh open. O'Neal the rebound. Ray Allen 0-3 so far. 22nd timeout taken by Doc Rivers. Boston just trying to get one win here. Feel if they get that and tie the series, they'll be good going back to the Northeast. Timeout here in Miami. 5, LeBron and Wade both with 8. Time now for the Cinco's stat of the night presented by Corona, looking at the most triple-doubles in NBA playoff history. In Game 3 against the Knicks, Rajon Rondo had 15 points, 11 rebounds, and 20 assists against the Knicks.
I tell you what, 30 is ridiculous. I think LeBron James eventually will get very close to that number, but how about Rondo early on in his career? He tied with LeBron James. It's an impressive list to be on.
Rondo now 2 of 5. Here is Allen with 3, and he knocks down the triple. 3 points for Ray Allen, who in Game 1 went 5 of 8 from beyond the arc for Boston. With his Celtic high 25 points. Wade had 38 Game 1. Tonight he's got 8, as does LeBron, defended by Allen. Chalmers a 3. O'Neal had it. And it's out to the Celtics. Under 5 to play now here in the first half from Miami in Game 2. Celtics at 43% from the field. Garnett, Allen. Shot clock at 6. Pierced by Jones. Rebound by O'Neal. Rejected by Anthony. He's now got 5 blocks with Miami, totaling 5. 2 by Anthony inside. It is James. Can't get it. Anthony traces it down and gets it back to LeBron.
Man, fortunate he did not pick up his 3rd foul right there.
Chalmers for 3. Pierce got a hand on it. Jousting with Anthony. Out of bounds off Miami.
Joel Anthony is keeping so many balls alive for second shot opportunities for the Heat. You see on the floor right now, here is, to me, the small ball lineup and probably the best offensive lineup for Eric Spoelstra. When you move LeBron James to that power forward position, this is the problem that happened in Game 1 because Kevin Garnett kept getting caught on James Jones out there in that 3-point line, a place where he's very uncomfortable at guarding.
Well kicked. Boston shooting 25% in this second quarter of play. So Boston would rather play big and Miami would rather play small.
That's why you love the playoffs and all the subtle adjustments each coach makes from game to game. We went to the small lineup. Speaking with Doc Rivers, he wants to stay big. He wants to punish James Jones and these guys. Who is James Jones going to guard if Pierce misses a 3? Is he going to go guard Kevin Garnett down low or when Glenn Davis is in there?
Pierce 2 of 5. Miami has missed 6 consecutive shots. Little switch on D. Here comes James now. He looks into the defense of Jermaine O'Neal. Wade picked up by Allen. Rondo is on Bibby. James Jones for 2. Pierce defending. O'Neal with another rebound. He's grabbed 7.
How about the job there by the Celtics of running James Jones off that 3-point line? Something they didn't do in Game 1. 25 points for Jones on 5 of 7 from downtown.
So just catch and shooting. In fact, he didn't ever dribble. He caught the ball and quickly fired.
It was interesting in all these playoffs. 36 field goals by James Jones. 32 will come just from simple dribble drive action, catch and shoot. You got to run him off that 3-point line.
Bibby picks up his first personal foul. Approaching 3 to play here in the first half.
You can't allow a guy to get his feet set. And there, Paul Pierce doing a good job of running James Jones off that 3-point line. Both the Celtics and the Heat defensively excellent at running teams off that 3 as Rondo misses both free throws, but another rebound for Jermaine O'Neal, his 8th.
Rondo so far, 4 points, 4 assists, 2 of 5 from the floor. Allen, 1 of 4. Wade with the rebound. timeout, Miami. 2:55 to play here in the first half. Eric Spoelstra's team up 1-0. And we've gone back and forth in game 2.
I mean, no matter what, no matter what we are in this series, if we ever up, they're never going to die. They're never going to quit. And we got to understand that. So, this is the right time for this team to go through this kind of series against these guys. It's mentally tough. And people that we measure up against. I mean, we want to have the success in Eastern Conference that Boston's had. So we're trying to get what they have.
We know in the regular season, Wade struggled against the Boston Celtics. He has played very good in the playoffs against Boston, but he regained some confidence with his 38 in game 1 on Sunday.
I'm not taking the numbers this year versus the Boston Celtics. Had no training camp at all. The first game of the year was in Boston, struggled. A week later, they played the Celtics, struggled. To me, I go back to last season's playoffs in that first round when they went against Boston, where he averaged 34 points and almost 6 rebounds and 6 assists, basically by himself. I think that was more of an indication of what Dwyane Wade could do against the Celtics.
Garnett just picked up his second personal foul. Here is Bibby off to LeBron. Shot clock at 5. LeBron 4-10. Soaring in. Finds the 2. Fouled by Pierce. That breaks an almost 6-minute field goal drought for Miami. We are tied.
Again, where's the weak side help for the Celtics? Paul Pierce is doing his job, sending him baseline. If you're the Celtics, you've got to rotate over early. We talked about building that wall. This is something that Doc Rivers did not want, the straight line drives by LeBron James and Dwyane Wade.
So Pierce picked up his first moments before. Kevin Garnett picked up his second. Celtics the other way, 38% from the field. Miami 36% from the floor. James on O'Neal. Pierce, shot clock at 7. Rondo 2 of 5.
See how far off Bibby is playing him? They will give Rondo that shot all series long.
It's one of the few point guards that Bibby can guard like him.
And he can stay on the floor because he doesn't have to really exert a lot of energy defensively.
James. O'Neal the defense. Put back up and in. Chris Bosh. 15 minutes, 9 points, 6 rebounds. And he's getting to the line.
I'll tell you what, when Rajon O'Neal is coming over to help and contesting shots, someone has to get Chris Bosh off the offensive glass. Help to help him.
Celtics are 4-19 shooting second quarter. Jones on Pierce. Shot clock at 3. Shot clock at 1. Defense, 24-second shot clock violation. James Jones, an underrated defender, was right there.
Well, he has the length to guard Paul Pierce. The shot clock running down. I think when Paul Pierce lost the basketball behind, the recovery of James Jones. It's all about closing quarters well, which looks like the Miami Heat here. The ability here to go up 5 or 6 points.
We got 2 defensive teams coming in, too. They pride themselves on defense, and the numbers in this second game, first half, would reflect that.
Well, Doc Rivers talked about Deion Sanders. To me, the Boston Celtics are like Darrelle Revis. Both of these teams can close out to the 3-point line. They're tough at guarding the paint area. The Celtics, especially in this first 2 games, to me, in my opinion, have been very slow in rotating over for that weak side help.
Can you make 3 Deion Sanders mentions in the first half? That might be a record. Here comes LeBron and Pierce on him. We'll switch with the screen. Here's a 3 by Bibby, who's knocked down 2 from beyond the arc tonight. Picked up by Allen. Allen the drive to the rack. Foul. As Allen goes diving in, and LeBron and Jones both a little concerned on the face there of Eric Spoelstra.
Well, LeBron James was tracking Ray Allen all along. He knew he was going to get the block from behind. James Jones is just a little bit late rotating over. That's a good call there by Joe Crawford on the block call. It looked like LeBron James' ankle came down and got trapped between James Jones.
Ray Allen at the free throw line, a very good free throw shooter, certainly. The starters for Boston in this second quarter from the floor, 1 of 14. The only hit was a Ray Allen 3. So tonight, Allen's got 4. Leading scorer Jeff Green off the bench. He hit a couple threes. He's got 10. The starters all in single digits.
I'm wondering, how are the Celtics staying in this ball game? Well, the Heat are only shooting 36%. Timely threes by Ray Allen and Delonte West and Jeff Green kept them afloat.
Nice fadeaway by Wade. He's got 10. James has 11. Bosh has 9. No fouls to give either way in the final 45 seconds of the first half. Pierce left the game, went to the locker room early with a foot issue. Across the lane with the drive. Pierce with 5 points and 2 of 7. Wade thought about 3. Into Garnett with the crossover. Garnett gets the foul. Wade with the dance. That's 3 on Kevin. Wade to the free throw line for Miami.
Dwyane Wade, now you see me. Now you don't, Kevin Garnett. Simply a spectacular move by Flash. Was going for the 2-for-1 in the open court. Dwyane Wade putting on a show here in game 2.
Quick timeout here in Miami. A slithery move here on Kevin Garnett on the crossover.
He was going for the 2-for-1. He was going to pull up for the 3, and just the crossover there on Kevin Garnett is turning him around and getting fouled, going to the line. 6 of 12 from the field, 12 points. 6 rebounds for Dwyane Wade.
Columnist here in Miami wrote that Wade is Miami's most beloved sports star right now. Right behind the Dolphins, Dan Marino, and that gap is growing narrower with each great game and great play. And the Celtics, with no field goals the last 5 minutes and missed 7 consecutive shots, trailing by their largest deficit so far in game 2.
You're Dwyane Wade, that's a pretty good guy to be compared to.
Yes.
Dan Marino.
Rondo just got a talking to by Paul Pierce on the sideline with a little floater. Rondo 3 of 7 in 22 minutes. He's put in 6. Wade again. Quick timeout taken by Miami. So much revolves around Rondo for the Boston Celtics. They need him to shift gears and get into gear. Another timeout.
Give instruction, walks away from the huddle. Only a 4-point deficit here for the Celtics, but you can kind of tell the sense of urgency after that beatdown in game 1. Even though it was a 9-point loss, it wasn't that close.
Final seconds here in the second quarter. Down goes Allen as Wade breaks his ankles with another deceptive move. Here comes Rondo. He was fouled by Jones. He was fouled by Jones with no time left and a 7-point Miami lead, and the 3rd foul going on James Jones. So spectacular in game 1. All of 1 tonight. We have seen 2 Houdini-like moves by All-Star Dwyane Wade, which have truly just been jaw-dropping.
How many times we're going to see this with the shot clock running down when periods are getting ready? We saw last night Jason Terry fouling Lamar Odom right before half. That led to that 9-point lead for the Lakers. And now, like James Jones with the shot clock running down, fouls Rondo on a desperation shot here. There's a little bit of contact there. Is it enough to call? Jason Phillips. Now they're going to go to the replay and see, did he get the shot off in time, and how much time will be put back on the clock. But you are right about Dwyane Wade.
Wade, 16 points. 10 have come in the second quarter as they continue to review this.
There's contact there, and from that replay, it looks like he was in the motion of shooting before the shot clock expired.
But what about Wade? First of all, he makes a deceptive move on Kevin Garnett, exploiting the mismatch. Then he breaks the ankles, figuratively, of Ray Allen on a move where he hits another shot. And so Wade, who has 16, James with 11, and Bosh with 9. Now the bench of Boston has outscored the bench of Miami, but it's been the Heat and their starters which have been the story so far.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ruling is...
Well, they're saying Rondo was not in the act of shooting, so he won't shoot 3, but they are in the bonus situation where he'll go to the line and shoot 2.
The ruling is the foul occurred with 9.
So they won't give him the 3 free throws, but because the Heat are over the foul limit, Rondo will go to the line to shoot 2.
And as you can see, 9/10 of a second left here in the first half. Rondo with the strike tonight, 0 of 2. And you can see what he did in the first round against the Knicks. And in game 1, which you don't see there, he had early foul trouble. So he didn't have really a full-bodied experience in terms of his imprint on the game. That'll be it. We're at halftime. As Miami closes out the first half on a 13-6 run, James and Wade highlight the scoring of Miami's first half. We'll take a break, then take you to our TNT studios. The award-winning Inside the NBA, hosted by Ernie Johnson. It's the Heat by 5 on TNT. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Everything Goodyear has learned making tires for all-star handling inspires what they roll into yours. So an interesting first half with Boston starters really staggering shooting from the field.
Well, listening to the guys at half, I agree with Charles to a certain extent about the Celtics having to speed the game up. The problem with that, though, is you speed the game up, that means you're unleashing the young athleticism of the Miami Heat and Dwyane Wade and LeBron James. I think Rondo has to be more aggressive when he's getting into the paint and attacking. And when you talk about attacking, you have to attack like Dwyane Wade here, coming off 38 points in game 1, and he got them in a number of ways. You see the okey-doke on Kevin Garnett, and down goes Allen on the crossover. 16 points in this first half. Really offensively carrying the Heat. LeBron James offensively has had a good all-around game. But for the Celtics to be successful in this second half, they're going to have to take care of the basketball, no turnovers, and you're going to have big-time efforts from Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Rondo aggressively, offensively attacking the lane once he gets in there instead of trying to pass the ball out.
Craig, what'd you dig up at halftime?
Well, first of all, Rajon Rondo has a sore back. He did not warm up in the second half. Instead, he had a heat pack on it the entire time. Doc Rivers said he's quite worried about that, but he's even more concerned about Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce cannot elevate or pivot on that left foot strain. He's going to try to go here in the third quarter, but Doc doesn't know how much he'll be able to get out of it. Kevin.
Hi, Craig. Thank you. Here is Garnett with a miss and a rebound by LeBron James out there with Ilgauskas and Bibby, Bosh, Wade with the ball. Wade with 16 points in the first half. James with 11.
Well, I'm Doc Rivers. That's news I didn't want to hear at halftime with my best point guard. Alley-oop from LeBron James to Dwyane Wade. Foul by Ray Allen. My point guard is injured back, and you got Paul Pierce with the bad left foot.
Where's all the communication on the weak side help for the Boston Celtics? A team that's the last 4 or 5 years have always been in the top 5 defensively. There's just a lack of communication in this series thus far.
Ray Allen just picked up his second personal foul. Look at Dwyane Wade at the free throw line. Now 2 of 2 tonight. This June joined the resistance from TNT and DreamWorks Television. Falling Skies. 2-hour series premieres Sunday, June 19th, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, only on TNT. Wade again. Both coaches told us, Reggie, before the game, we've got to trust our game. We've got to stay within what we do best.
And that's why, you talk about Charles and, the Celtics running. Yeah, you got to run on when the opportunity is there. But if you get into a windshield wiper game with the Heat, they have too many athletes that fill the lanes and that can finish. If you're the Celtics, you want to keep this in the half court. You want to play buddy ball, and you want your defense to set the tone, something that they've played great defensively. They just haven't seemed to make shots.
Gauskas picks up his first personal foul. Here is Jermaine O'Neal at the free throw line. Before the series, Doc asked his team if there was an Olympics between the Heat and Celtics, who would win? The Heat, they said, and the point was very clear. The Heat more athletic, so we can't get caught in that. And that was his first message as he talks with former NBA player Tyronn Lue back at the Boston bench.
And all the Celtics players said, well, there's only one guy that could probably compete in all the events, and that would be Rondo because of his speed. But everyone else, we'd be spectators.
Gauskas. Big Z with 2. And now Miami has their biggest lead tonight. Rondo is 3 of 7. Garnett. Allen. Shot clock at 5. Into Bosh. Ray Allen manufactures 2. He's got 7. We're keeping track of Garnett's shots because Doc told us before the game he wants at least 20. He's got 10 so far.
He's being aggressive, obviously, at the offensive end, but how about the tightrope back there by Ray Allen and the finish?
It's Chris Bosh. Taken away from Gauskas by Ray Allen. Rondo, Pierce, James defender. Paul Pierce, 3 of 8, 7 points. First field goal since about halfway through the first quarter.
Yeah, I think once that foot gets warmed up for Paul Pierce, I don't see Doc Rivers really subbing for him too much because you don't want it to get stiff when he goes over there to the bench.
Garnett went out on James. Bosh then takes it in, working on O'Neal. I guess that's the decision a defender for Boston's got to make, to go out and show a little bit, and once he did.
Well, I like the rotation over by Jermaine O'Neal. It was just a little bit late. You've got to meet him right as he gets the basketball.
O'Neal. He's got 6. And 8 rebounds tonight for Boston. The other O'Neal, Shaq, practiced again earlier today. Craig was telling us about this before the game. They think he'll play perhaps game 3. We'll have to wait and see.
I asked Doc, do you think that Shaq is going to be good in this series? Especially when the Heat go small. He's like, well, he has 6 good hard fouls. And LeBron James and Dwyane Wade are attacking the paint. It's a lot different from getting fouled by Glenn Davis and Jermaine O'Neal than Shaquille O'Neal.
Garnett 2 of 11. Rondo into Bibby. Newsom picked up by Wade, and here comes Dwyane. Celtics back, met by Pierce and to Bibby. Wade. Gauskas volleyballs it. Bibby gets it. Wade into O'Neal. That's a foul on Boston, coming with 8:26 to play here in the third. O'Neal was reaching in, picks up number 3.
You talk about those 50-50 balls. Who was going to get them? And saw Kenny at halftime talking about the younger, the quicker, the more athletic Heat. Quicker to the basketball. Gauskas keeping the ball alive in the Heat. Second and third shot opportunities at the rim.
The big things the scouts we talked to before the game were talking about with us was how Wade in game 1 was playing within the flow, scoring within the flow of Miami's game 1 offensive attack.
Yeah, looking at those 21 shots, I don't think there was one of them that was really forced. And I think that's when this Heat team is at their best. When LeBron James is facilitating, Dwyane Wade is attacking, and Chris Bosh is getting whatever else he can from the rest of them. That's when this team is at its best.
Gauskas picks up the foul right there on Jermaine O'Neal. That's the second on Ilgauskas. Seen some Joel Anthony. And they've kind of run that center position by committee here in Miami most of the year. Eric Dampier is also on this team, but for a second consecutive game, he is inactive. 8:14 to play here in the third. And Jermaine O'Neal at the free throw line, where tonight he is 2 of 3. Want to know which Miami Heat player is their most clutch performer? Dig into NBA stats like never before with NBA Stats Cube. Only on NBA.com.
You know, we're talking about Eric Spoelstra. Look like in this second half, he's made a calculated adjustment to make Jermaine O'Neal a scorer. Paul Pierce is struggling, 3 of 8. Garnett, 2 of 11. Rondo has yet to get going. Ray Allen only 2 of 6. So they're double teaming on those guys and leaving Jermaine O'Neal and trying to see if he can score the basketball.
8 points for O'Neal. 5 have come here in this third quarter. Bibby's hit a couple threes after going 1 of 4 in game 1. The show by Garnett. Rondo working through Bibby.
Rondo gambled, tried to go for the steal. Bibby was able to get by him for the easy 8-footer.
Mike Bibby now has 8 points. Rondo scoops it off to O'Neal.
Oh! Going to dare Jermaine O'Neal to beat him.
Rondo tonight, 3 of 8.
So this is part of that random offense that Doc Rivers was talking about. You get a second shot opportunity, you got to swing the basketball from side to side.
There's Garnett knocking that over Bosh. Again, they played to a virtual draw in game 1. Tonight, Kevin with 6, Bosh with 11. That's Garnett's first field goal since late in the first quarter.
Both of these teams not shooting great. And having said all that, these Boston Celtics are only 3 down.
It's Ilgauskas way outside. Chased down by Bosh. With 5 minutes gone here in the third. Bibby with the 3. Ilgauskas again. Fighting for it. Did he twist that right ankle when he went down as he goes into O'Neal, and he is down. So the 2 big men slow to get up.
The tailbone of Jermaine O'Neal as well as he fell on that. Jermaine O'Neal putting a body here on Zadrunas,
who just picked up his 3rd personal foul.
I think Anthony was coming in for him anyways. It looked like Jermaine might have hit the back of a camera on that tailbone. But at this point in time during the playoffs, who isn't a little banged up or hurt or nursing injuries?
Well, we just heard Craig talk about the back of Rondo. We saw that heat pad, which is normally on the back of Ray Allen coming out of the halftime break. About 6.5 to play here in the third.
Oh, Mike Vivian, the job he's done on Rondo these first 2 games thus far.
Garnett, 2 in a row for Kevin. 4 of 13 with 8 points and 5 rebounds.
He targeted 20 field goal attempts. He's at 13 right now. And that's the aggressive nature that Doc Rivers is looking for. Kevin Garnett.
Wade and Allen. Out of bounds, a turnover for Miami. The shot clock down to 8. 5 turnovers. Here is what Eric Spoelstra, the Heat head coach, said to his team coming out of the locker room at halftime.
Remember, we don't need to knock them out. We just got to get body blows, okay? Win this quarter.
Well, we talked about how physical it was in game 1. Have we seen that degree of physicality here in game 2, you think?
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach, you're going to need to knock out the Boston Celtics. You don't need to stun them or come up with an 8-point count. You need to knock them out.
Both teams shooting 40%. Bibby just picked up his 2nd personal foul. 1-point game in game 2 from Miami.
We have and how many kids actually will listen to us, and we try to help any way we can. Just seeing the smile on kids' faces just from me showing up. I would have never in my lifetime thought that would happen growing up. Personally, it makes me feel good that I can impact someone's life because it makes me appreciative for everything.
The big 3 for Miami, Bosh, Wade, and James. have combined for 41 of their 56 points. LeBron's got 11. Bosh with 11 and 8 rebounds. Under 6 to play here in the third. Glenn Davis is checked in for Jermaine O'Neal. Here is Paul Pierce. 3 of 8. Rondo. 3 of 8. Oh, with that little deceptive move, and he gets around Bibby and finds 2 with the slash inside and gives the Celtics a 1-point lead. He's got 10.
Rondo is good for getting one of these a game. And look how he just freezes Mike Bibby with that little fake behind his back. Just freezes him, takes the contact. Now this is what I like to see from Rondo. When he gets into the paint, he's looking to score as opposed to being a distributor. Talking about the big three for Miami, 41 points. Struggling of the big 4 for the Boston Celtics.
Joel Anthony has come in for the first time in the second half lead with the runner. Boston has outscored the Miami Heat 15-7 in this third.
Well, I'll tell you what, Doc Rivers is going to have to take away. You have to assume Dwyane Wade is going to get his points throughout this series.
Rondo into Bosh, got the miss. Here's Garnett, and he hits again. Garnett has hit 3 consecutive shots. He's got 10. Rondo's got 11. 6 in the quarter from Kevin.
We're talking about another mortal game for LeBron James. He has 11 points, but only 5 of 12 and 4 rebounds, but only 1 assist. This guy that was averaging 7-8 assists coming into this.
James for 3. He had not attempted a shot in the last 9 minutes of playing time going back to the second quarter. He puts Miami on top by a point.
Now remember in game 1, James Jones gave them 25 points while Chris Bosh really struggled. He was that third guy. It's like Kevin Garnett is starting to heat up. 12 points, 6 of 15. So the big 3 offensively looks like they're going to carry them. Doc Rivers going to be able to take one of them away.
4 straight hits for Garnett. Wade, Bosh, James, another 3. 2 consecutive triples by LeBron James.
All you have to do is mention where's LeBron James struggling offensively. Back-to-back threes here in this third period.
Boy, Miami shooting 3 ball tonight, 6 of 12. Nice rotation, Pierce over Wade. Rebound by Chris Bosh. Here comes Bibby. Wade at the other end, met by the defensive Allen. Baby sails way over the head of LeBron. With a turnover, number 6 for Miami.
When you're struggling offensively, sometimes when you can get a shot like this going to your left, knocks down a 3, and then the cross-court pass knocks down another. 6 quick points here in this third period for LeBron James.
Pierce is out. Jeff Green is checked in. So Green, Davis, Garnett, Allen, and Rondo, the 5 on the floor for the Seeds. 3.5 to play here in the third. Allen. Rondo throws it away. Oh, what a move by James! The first turnover of the quarter by the Celtics. And a quick 2 for Miami the other way, taking advantage of it. Intercepted by Bibby. Here they come again. James into Allen, and Ray picks up the foul.
What did Doc Rivers say? We cannot turn the basketball over against the Heat, because once we do that, you let LeBron James and Dwyane Wade get into the open court. You've seen Wade with 2 spectacular moves, and his mate, LeBron James, with the pearl and the finish. They have a +6 advantage in fast break points, and if you're Rondo, either you've got to grab LeBron James and have them take the ball out, or it's going to be a wide open dunk like it just was.
Well, the big 3 of Miami have combined for 51 points, 51 of Miami's 66. And you can see what Garnett, Pierce, and Allen have done. Delonte West is checked in for Boston. Wade, rebound by Green with West and Davis. Rondo and Garnett, the Boston 5. Anthony Jones, LeBron, Bibby, Wade for Miami. 2.5 to play in the third. Rondo to Garnett, who continues to have a very solid scoring third quarter with 10 in the quarter, 10 of his 14.
How did Rondo find KG down? That was a terrible passing angle, but found a way to get that ball down low to Kevin Garnett.
9 assists for Rondo with his 11 points and 4 rebounds. Here comes James with 19. Working on Green. James has shifted into another gear.
Dwyane Wade offensively carrying this team in the first 2 quarters. Now it's been LeBron James here in this third period, scoring the last 10 for the Heat.
Anthony on Garnett. Rondo sees the matchup against Jones and exploits it with a drive.
That's what I like to see. When Rondo is that aggressive, once he gets into the paint, stop looking to pass. Be aggressive, because even if you miss, you got second shot opportunities with Glenn Davis and Kevin Garnett.
Wade with 21. To Anthony, into Davis. And a Boston foul. Rondo with 1:17 to play here in the third. Davis picks up his 3rd foul for the Celtics.
Look at the acceleration by Rondo. Just splits 2 Heat players. Dwyane Wade a little late coming over. Because of that size of Rondo and those long arms. So nifty once he gets into the paint, being able to finish by the rim.
Lawrence Frank, the head coach of the New Jersey Nets, now an assistant on Doc Rivers' Boston bench. Talk with Rajon Rondo. Joel Anthony out of UNLV at the free throw line. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule presented by Windows Phone. Game 3 Saturday in Boston. Game 4 will be on TNT at the Garden. And then back and forth we go for as long as this series will last. Right now, Miami with a 1-game-to-none lead with LeBron James 21, Wade with 21. Boston comes the other way, shooting 63% in this third quarter.
It's that small lineup for the Heat with LeBron James at that 4 position.
Chalmers is in. Miller has come in. New entrance for Miami. Across the lane, Green. Picked up by Davis. Retrieved by Chalmers. Out to LeBron. Into Rondo. Chalmers dialing the 3. Picked up by Rondo. Green at the other end. What a pass and a foul at the other end. That's on LeBron with 47 seconds to play in the third.
I'll tell you what, Rajon Rondo has thrown some passes here in this third period that have been pinpoint on target. That's just a nice leak out there by Green. That's nice vision there by Rondo. And that's good concentration to take the foul by Jeff Green.
LeBron with his 2nd personal foul. Green at the free throw line for the Boston Celtics. Came off the bench with a quick 10 points in that first half. The numbers on Rajon Rondo.
And we talked about possibly he's going to have to hover around a triple-double game. There he's only 1 assist away from 10 and 5 rebounds away. One of those guards who likes to get in there and mix it with the big guys. But this is the type of game that the Celtics seem to always find a way to win. Now we know about the Heat in close games and so forth. I believe it's 1 of 19, either being tied or down 3 with less than 10 seconds to go. So this is exactly what Doc Rivers and the Celtics want. They want to keep it close.
No fouls to give either way over Green. This is LeBron James. Chased down by Chalmers. Down again. Picked up by Green. Into Jones. Saying is off of Boston. Turnover number 8 on the Boston Celtics.
Well, Jeff Green, you've got to pull that ball back. You've got to get the last shot. I'm not sure if James Jones got a hand on it or not, but you've got to be smarter than that because the possession is more than trying to split 2 defenders.
James, screen by Anthony. The switch. LeBron James. He's had a terrific third quarter, 23 points. Here comes Rondo. Can he launch it? He can't as the Heat close out the third quarter on an 11-5 run with LeBron putting in 12 in the third. We go to the fourth in game 2 with Miami up 1-0 and leading 72-67 over the Celtics on TNT. Up 1-0. Miami here in game 2, up by 5. LeBron's got 23. Wade with 21. Garnett 14. Rondo 13. And moments ago, our Craig Sager talked with Miami head coach Eric Spoelstra.
Well, Coach, we've seen some unbelievable highlights on the offensive end from Wade and James, but to preserve this victory, what do you have to have out of your defense in the fourth quarter?
Well, we got to keep on coming with our effort. We've had a couple breakdowns, but Rondo's going to get in the paint, and we got to keep on doing it with our effort, try to save possessions, keep on pulling triggers, and find a way down there to have a little bit more poise to execute.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Kevin.
LeBron with 19 shots has scored 25 points.
Curious how long is Doc Rivers going to keep Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett as Glenn Davis gets the contact and foul and 1 to go.
Davis with 4.
Well, finally Glenn Davis getting something going towards the basket instead of a fadeaway. And LeBron James, who was spectacular in that third period, that mid-range post area. So you've got Bosh and LeBron on the floor for Eric Spoelstra in the Heat, and only Rondo from the big 4 for the Celtics.
Joel Anthony just picked up his second personal foul. 4-point game. Celtics on the floor 43%. Miami shooting 44% from the field. Chalmers. They double James. Rondo is on Anthony. Shot clock at 7. Chalmers lasers it inside. Nice deflection by Rondo. That's the 8th turnover for Miami.
Speaking of both of these head coaches, turnovers are a death sentence for these teams that are too good defensively as well as offensively.
And a big free by Delonte West. Brings it to within 1 point for the Celtics. Little 6-0 run right now for Boston. Here comes James, who's been terrific. 10.5 to play here in the fourth quarter. It's Bosh with 11. Now with 13. Let's go quickly go to Craig Sager.
Well, late in that third quarter, we saw Ray Allen have a collision with LeBron James. He went back and was evaluated between periods. He has a bruised chest, but he is back on the bench. So the injuries keep piling up for the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, one of your early reports, you showed Paul Pierce back in the first quarter going into the locker room with a foot injury. He's been back out since. Davis bulldozing his way in a foul.
I like exactly what Glenn Davis is doing against Joel Anthony. Anthony has the size. Put your head down.
Then now Anthony has 3.
Use that frame and get into the chest of the shot blocker. You get into the chest of the shot blocker, there's no way he can extend those arms.
So here's Glenn Davis at the free throw line. TNT this June. Justice gets a whole new twist. Don't miss the Franklin and Bash Series premiere Wednesday, June 1st, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, only on TNT.
Right now the Celtics a 24-7 advantage in bench points. Like that 25-7. Glenn Davis offensively down low, take it upon himself to get into the paint and be aggressive.
The bench was so important in game 1 for Miami with the 25 coming from James Jones, who tonight has not scored in 1 shot in 18 minutes. Green watching James. Kristich and Pierce.
Look for Paul Pierce to have a big fourth quarter here.
Davis picked up by Bosh. Once again, he drives inside and picked up by Anthony. LeBron James. James has got 27, which is a game-high 12 of 21.
How about the pump fake right there? Rondo stretching out that lower back. Big Sager reported earlier. You've got a bruised chest by Ray Allen, a left foot injury for Paul Pierce. The Celtics are hanging in there, down 4 here in the fourth.
Shove and Chalmers will pick up the foul for the Miami Heat. First assist on him with 3 minutes gone here in the fourth. Garnett's going to come back in for Kristich.
And Doc Rivers is going to have to look at the tape here. How many times has LeBron James gone left and scored? You've got to make him go right. He's less effective in the pull-up. He likes to go left, and either step back or pump fake, as you just saw, get the guy in the air and finish. But you've got to make Dwyane Wade and LeBron James drive right.
Wade comes in for James Jones. They're 9 to play. West just hit the 3. Little show there by Anthony. Back to steal. They switch the defenders, and Chalmers dives and picks up the loose ball. That's the 9th turnover for the Boston Celtics.
When you get a smaller defender like Chalmers on Kevin Garnett, you can't throw a bounce pass down low. Throw it up high and let Kevin Garnett go get it.
Pick and roll, James and Joel Anthony. LeBron with his second assist and 27 points.
LeBron picking up his second assist right there, and they're going to help off of Anthony. Anthony's doing the right thing. Just go to the front of the rim.
West over Chalmers. Delonte West has put in some points here in the fourth quarter. Coming off the bench, he's got 10. 5 of which have been registered here in the fourth. Shot clock at 7 for James. Wade over Pierce. Picked up by Davis. Pierce by James into the rack. Nice play by Paul Pierce, slashing inside. He's got 9. Pierce had the big second half, 17 in game 1, then got ejected.
It's all about reading the eyes of LeBron James. Just finds Anthony wide open underneath for the bucket.
We need you to focus on the fourth quarter. Doesn't matter what's happening. It's a 5-point game. That's all it is. Let's go right here.
That was in between quarters. Doc told us this morning we need our bench to win. Now the big 3 tonight, a combined 13 of 32, but the bench 10 of 16 and a 27-9 lead over the bench of Miami, which was so important in game 1. But tonight the big 3 for the Heat have been terrific. 27 for James, Bosh with 13. Wade with 21 inside. Pierce comes up with it. And a chance for a tie or a lead here on this possession for Boston.
Look how ugly this game has been for the Boston Celtics. You would think they're down 7, 8, 9 points. Paul Pierce has a chance to go to the line and tie this ball game up. That's how they win ball games. Their defense keeps them in, as Ray Allen talked about the bruised chest. Checks back in for Jeff Green, one of those bench players who really kept this Celtics team in this ball game.
LeBron James just picked up his 3rd personal foul. Here is Pierce at the line, his first trip tonight for Paul. A chance to tie. As we take a look at the upcoming NBA playoff schedule on TNT coming up next. Game 2 of our doubleheader tonight. Memphis at Oklahoma City, game 2. And then tomorrow, coverage on TNT begins at 8 Eastern time. Atlanta, Chicago, game 2. Dallas, Lakers, game 2. The x-rays negative on the very sore left ankle of MVP Derrick Rose.
Oh, Rick Carlisle and the Mavericks finding the way 16 down in that second half, finding a way to win that ball game against the Lakers.
Tied for the 10th time. Boston on a 6-0 run. Allen is watching Wade. Shot clock down to 6. West with the closed door. A 3 by Chalmers. It came at a terrific time as Chalmers knocks it in. He's got 3. We know about his defense. And Chalmers comes up with a big shot right there. Here is Davis. Defended by Bosh. Oh, and Chalmers holding on to his right knee. He is writhing in pain, as you can see to the right. And a timeout taken and 6:22 to play, and Chalmers is down.
Did Glenn Davis fall on that knee or collide knee to knee?
Chalmers, who is important in this point guard rotation, certainly with his defense, and an injury timeout in the fourth quarter in game 2. Was looked at and quickly bounced to his feet and walks off under his own power. Here was what happened moments ago.
Well, it looked like when Glenn Davis was going down, his right foot ankle got trapped underneath Glenn Davis. Goes to hold his knee, but from that angle, it looks like his ankle is getting trapped.
And Chalmers is in the game with Wade and Bosh and James and Anthony, the Miami 5. Davis, Garnett, Allen, Pierce, and West out there for Boston. Wade on the fly, fouled by Allen. That's the fourth on Ray Allen.
Well, two things. You've got to keep Wade and James out of the middle, but you've got to force them right. You let these guys go left, they can get to all the way to the basket and finish, but now you're bringing in their teardrops, their step backs, their pump fakes.
That's the Boston Celtics' first team foul here in the fourth. Miami has got 4. Take a look at Danny Ainge. And when he got the big 3 4 years ago, they thought it was a 3-year run. They won a championship in year 1. Garnett was injured in year 2. In year 3, they surprised everybody by making the finals. And this is kind of a bonus, as one writer, Bob Ryan, was saying in the Globe earlier today.
Yeah, but you also have a lot of people questioning the midseason trade of Kendrick Perkins, one guy that was one of the anchors of that defense, along with Kevin Garnett.
16 and 12 since the Perkins trade. Wade, this is over Allen. Wade lost the ball, and James cleans it up. LeBron James, in a thicket of Boston defenders, got the miss by Wade and puts it back up and in.
Yeah, but who's the one guy keeping the ball alive? Joel Anthony.
James with 29. James at the line after he put back the miss by Wade. You know, every time Boston has made an attempt to get back in this game, Miami has repeatedly come back and handled those Celtic attempts.
And they're doing it the easy way, the easy points. +6 in points in the paint. They are +1 in second chance point and a +3 in fast breaks. That's a +10 in all the easy areas in a game where the defense has been, and the offense has come to a standstill.
Rondo's got the double-double back in there, but he is struggling and in pain. Shot clock at 6. Rondo, screened by Davis, Allen a 3. Rebound off the fingertips of Bosh and collected inside by Joel Anthony. The game was tied at 80 with about 7 to play. The Heat on an 8-0 run. James by Pierce and over Davis, and a foul with 5:07 to play in the fourth. The big 3 for Eric Spoelstra have accounted for 66 of the 88 points as Pierce picks up his second. When the big 3 have scored 70 points combined or more this year, 33 and 3. They've got 66 right now. In game 1, they had 67. James, 30 points. Number 31 notched right there. His second half tonight in game 2.
LeBron James only 11 points at halftime, but in that third period, I think what really got him going was those 2 early threes in the third period, and then his off-the-dribble game started to evolve. That midpoint, that mid-range area, because of his size and strength, just able to shoot over the defense. 32 points now in total for LeBron James.
Pierce with 11. Slips it off to O'Neal. Nice defense right there by Joel Anthony with another blocked shot. Anthony has come off the bench with 3 blocks tonight. 8 as a team for Miami. Here comes Wade.
I'm going to start drinking the Kool-Aid of MVP chance for Joel Anthony as LeBron James offensively has just put this Heat team, along with Dwyane Wade, on his shoulders here in the second half.
11 points in the fourth quarter for LeBron, leading a 12-0 run, 34 for the game, and Miami's got their biggest lead tonight on TNT. In the second quarter, Boston led by 2. Miami quickly went on a 13-6 run. In the third quarter, Boston led by 1. Miami went on a 13-5 run. And here in the fourth, Boston tied the game at 80 and Miami on a 12-0 run.
Because of the shot-making ability of the Boston Celtics, and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce in particular, they can get back in this ball game. But it looks like that orange peel has gone dry for the Celtics. Boston has missed their last 4 shots here in this fourth period.
Wade fouled Rondo with the shove. With 4:10 to play here in the fourth quarter. Wade will be 6 of 7 from the stripe. Second foul goes on Rondo, who's got the double-double, 13 points and 10 rebounds.
I'll tell you what, I've been retired for 6 years now, and I remember reading the scouting report when we would play Miami and when we played Cleveland and LeBron James. And you had to force them right. This whole second half, I have not seen LeBron James and Dwyane Wade go right. Everything's been left in either a foul or a bucket.
Wade at the line with 23. Bosh with 13 and 11 rebounds. James with 34. Well, this is game 1 of our doubleheader. Game 2, time for Man Up, presented by Miller Lite. We'll take you to Oklahoma City, where Zach Randolph and the Memphis Grizzlies will take on the Oklahoma City Thunder.
How about the bigs of Memphis with Zach and Marc Gasol just really dominating that paint area in game 1 for the Grizzlies.
4 to play. Boston has outscored from the field in 3.5 minutes. Allen. Wade tonight has not taken more than 1 3, and he hit that early in the game. Rondo off James, the rebound. Wade to Bosh, knocked away by O'Neal, who picks up a Boston foul. Craig, what do you have?
Well, Reggie keeps talking about you have to force LeBron James to go to the opposite side of his shooting hand. Well, actually, LeBron James is left-handed. He shoots basketballs right-handed, but he writes his name and he does everything, eating and all left-handed. He just started as a kid shooting both hands, and he said he made 8 out of 10 on his right hand, so he decided to stay shooting with his right. So that's another reason why he's so hard to guard, because he's ambidextrous.
And he's put in 34. I don't care if he scores with his feet. He is scoring tonight. Game 1, the big 38-point performance by Wade. Tonight, it's LeBron. And the bench has only scored 12 points of the 94 for Miami tonight. It's been the big 3. Take a look at Big Baby and the bench of Boston, which has been solid. 11 points from Green, 10 from West. Rondo, Garnett over Anthony. Kevin Garnett has taken 18 shots. He's got 16 points.
What do we say about 20 shots for Kevin Garnett? 18 right now. But can they come up with enough stops here with just a little over 3 minutes left?
That basket by Garnett stopped a 14-0 run by Miami, and here's a 3 by James. Rebound by Rondo. Well, Garnett just threw the defensive-minded Chalmers right to the floor. 4 fouls on Kevin Garnett. His Celtics down by 12 on TNT.
His 4th foul here, and watch the elbow up high towards Mario Chalmers. That's good acting job there by Chalmers, but look at the end of that play, the little dance move on the ground by Chalmers, and Doc Rivers picking up a technical foul during that timeout and trying to explain what KG was doing to Joey Crawford. So again, we talked about poise and maturity at the top of the show. The more experienced Celtics, championship a few years back, team that was in the finals last year, coming unraveled yet again in game 2.
Rondo tonight 5 of 13. Ray Allen 2 of 7. Garnett 8 of 18. Paul Pierce 4 of 10. LeBron with 34. Wade with 24. Bosh with 14. And that is a foul.
Offensive foul on
Wade, number 2 on Dwyane.
Okay.
I take it you didn't like it.
No. I didn't like the foul on Kevin Garnett as well.
Here's Garnett over Anthony. Bosh with the rebound. And a foul on Rondo, who now for the series has gone 8 of 23 from the field. 3rd foul on Rajon. So as we compare the big 3, you can see the difference not only in the numbers right there, but certainly the bench has carried Boston more tonight, whereas in game 1 it was the bench of Miami which was so instrumental. The lead is 12. It's been as big as 14 in this game for Miami tonight.
And Ray Allen, who's played particularly well against the Heat all season, averaging almost 22-23. You saw his numbers. Game 1, he was 9 of 13, 5 of 8 from downtown. Really struggled here in game 2, only 2 of 7, 1 of 2 for downtown for only 7 points. So they need to have everyone clicking, especially this Celtic team on the road trying to steal a ball game.
Bosh with 15 points. That's the free throw shooting tonight as Rondo takes it right into the defense of Mario Chalmers. From the field tonight, Boston 42% and Miami 46%. And Chalmers picks up his second. So right here we have a 95-82 lead in game 2 for the Miami Heat. Already up 1-0 on Boston. Let's send it to you in our TNT studios in Atlanta. EJ, thank you very much. What about Tony Allen on that team? And the former Celtic Allen making waves on that Memphis Grizzly team.
Tony Allen and Sam Young have brought a defensive identity as Dwyane Wade gets fouled by Jeff Green going to the basket. In the open court, just a straight line drive again for Wade, who gets fouled.
Garnett
by Kevin Garnett.
Yep, he's got 5. Wade will be at the line. And Wade is 7 of 9 free throw shooting tonight. This will be the 31st attempt from the stripe for Miami. 21 attempts for the Boston Celtics, who will take this to Boston for game 3 on Saturday. That'll be Saturday night, 8 o'clock Eastern on ABC. Monday from the Garden, TNT will have that broadcast at 7 o'clock Eastern. And if there is a game 5, it will be in Miami on Wednesday of next week.
Well, if you're Eric Spoelstra, you win the rebounding battle, you're winning the free throw battle, and you're winning all the easy points.
Rondo intercepted by James. That is the 11th turnover for Boston.
14 turnovers in game 1. resulting in 26 points for the Heat.
Wade, 8 of 18. As you step back here, Reg, let's talk about Boston first and tonight, what they faced, how they played, and what they're headed back to for Game 3.
Well, I thought the tempo was right early on. We heard Doc Rivers about the ball movement from side to side, and you can get anything you want if you move the basketball, but you got to give credit to the Miami Heat. They really stepped up their pressure all game long and were more consistent than the Boston Celtics. But you can't turn the ball over against the Miami Heat. Doc Rivers said once you do that, it's almost a guaranteed 2 points in transition if Wade or LeBron James has the basketball.
Rondo with 17. Here comes Chalmers. 1 of 5 and seeing a lot of time. Bibby has been on the bench for a while, and here is a Bosh shot. So Bosh with 17, 7 of 11, and 11 rebounds. Against Garnett, 16 and 6. So Bosh has won this battle as Paul Pierce got the assist from Rondo. Picked off by Rondo. Wade defending. Rondo makes it go and count the 2. Fouled on the play with 1:05 to play. The 3rd foul goes on Dwyane Wade of Miami.
Well, offensively, Rondo trying to ignite a little spark here, something that may possibly carry over for Game 3.
Now West will come in place of Pierce. Let's revisit your keys from about 2 hours ago heading into this Game 2.
Well, for the Celtics, they wanted to build a wall for James and Wade. Looked like that levee broke there. 60 points between the two, LeBron and D. Wade. And Rondo must play his game. He's coming on late here, but really struggled offensively, especially until that second half. And how about the Heat easy points? +2 points in the paint, which is a win for them because they're not a low post scoring team. But in fast break transition, that's where they really dominated, especially in the second half.
Ray Allen got in the way of LeBron James. And that's number 5. Surprise look from Doc Rivers, who's going to take his team home. Perhaps down 2 games to none.
This is a team that I believe after winning Game 1 with these group of guys together for the Celtics have always come back and won Game 2 to tie a series up. This is that one time when they haven't been able to do it. And this is going to be a huge test for this Celtics team as they go home for Game 3.
People thought that when Miami got the big 3 and so much money was poured toward them, there wasn't enough around them. As the season wore on, other players developed like Joel Anthony. They got the rotation set at point guard. But come playoff time, we see that the talent truly has a gigantic feel in these playoffs. Talent is evident with the big 3 in Miami, and again showing tonight in Game 2. EJ, thank you. We eagerly await that as we wind up things here in Miami in this Game 2. With the Heat circling over, 2 games to none lead. Garnett works inside on James, knocked away. Here comes Pierce. Rondo for 3. Rebound by Wade. 9 blocks for Miami. This is an incredible block right here.
You talk about protecting the rim. Nice dump down pocket pass there by Ray Allen. And you talk about meeting at the summit. LeBron James rotating over to come up with the block against Kevin Garnett. I talked about this Heat team. They've won 24 straight games when they've scored 100 points or more as LeBron James is having a conversation with the All-Star Chris Paul, who was bounced by the Lakers, who played an unbelievable series. Those two games, 33 and 14 in game 1, and then the triple-double in game 4. Can't get enough of this playoff action. Usually guys are on vacation, not even turning on the TV. Here's Chris Paul in front row.
Wade now with 27. LeBron's got 35. LeBron had 12 in the third, 12 in the fourth, so 24 of his 35 here in the second half. And Wade, 7 points this quarter. All have come from the free throw line for Dwyane. Here comes West, who dribbles off his foot.
You talk about the Heat bench, who only had 12 points. But do you really need to have a productive bench when the big three are scoring 80 of your 102 points? You just need minor contributions from other guys. And big three are rolling like this. Very difficult to beat.
Von Wafer is working on Wade. Final 8 seconds. Wade missing the 2. Davis the rebound. And Miami has gone up 2 games to none on Boston. And Miami again handled a challenge various times throughout the game. Comeback attempts by Boston. The game was tied at 80 with 7:10 left. Miami promptly went on a 14-0 run. LeBron was engineering that. They go on to win tonight. Game 2, 102-91. Let's go to Craig Sager.
All right, LeBron, they said that the big three would have troubles clicking, getting things going. 80 points combined tonight. How comfortable was it out there?
You know, it's a hard-fought game. This is a great team we're going against right now, and you know, we're just trying to give ourselves a good chance to win. Just try to keep on attacking them. You know, playing hard as we can defensively. Just try to wear them down throughout the game. But it's a great team, man. But it's a good team effort for us tonight.
It is a great team, also a great defensive team. But every time they tied the game or took the lead, you guys went on a roll. How were you able to step up the defense?
I mean, that's our staple. You know, we know the only way for us to win games, especially in the playoffs, is to play defense. And, you know, everyone has each other's back. If one guy gets beat, another one steps up. And, you know, they made a run, a heck of a run to start the third, but we just kept grinding, kept playing our principles, and, you know, we finally wore them down.
You said it was personal against Boston. You certainly played like it in the second half. Congratulations. Let's go back to Kevin.
All right, Craig, thank you very much. LeBron showed he can impact like in game 1 without scoring or being the leading scorer. Tonight he was the leading scorer with 35, and he's led his Miami team to a 2-0 lead over Boston. Our producer Rodney Vaughn, our director Lonnie Dale, special thanks to Matt Cain and Pat Thornton. Coming up next, game 2 between the Memphis Grizzlies and the Oklahoma City Thunder. For Reggie Miller, Craig Sager, and the rest of our terrific crew, Kevin Harlan saying good night from Miami. After the break, we'll send you to Atlanta and the award-winning Ernie Johnson on TNT.